So you guys are from Switzerland, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What's your name?
I'm Justin.
And I'm Simon.
Oh, my name is Annie. And you came to Seoul to travel?
Yeah, actually, we're taking a world trip for a year. So we've been in Japan and now Korea, and then China and South Asia. Oh, yeah. It's the
Wow.
beginning of a big adventure.
Wow, that's amazing. So you're going to travel for 1 whole year.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, enjoy your time.
Yeah,
How
thank you.
come you can take 1 whole year off from work?
We quit our job, so that was easy.
And how did you decide to start like a world trip?
That's a funny question because actually I've always dreamed to travel, and I haven't the courage. And that was Simon that inspired me and gave me the comfort I needed to travel, because he already had this plan to travel alone.
Yes, I did that alone in beginning of 2020. And
Why COVID?
Just
before
Before.
COVID, I started in New Year, 1st January.
Yeah.
I quit my job. I left for travel alone, and after 3 months, COVID, and I had to go back in Switzerland. So I came back, and I came back to the same company where we worked together, and that's something in my mind, like unachieved.
About the year.
Yes, like a dream unachieved. And I always wanted to do it again, maybe solo, but we start to get along together in between, and we think about doing this together. It was more fun.
Yeah.
More fun.
We can share.
We can share the moments.
Yeah.
We can.
So you just asked her if she wanted to go along on a world trip.
Yes.
And she said, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I put the idea, just maybe think about it.
Yeah, and at the beginning it was like, okay, like maybe 4 or 6 months it will be good. I could say stay in the same company, and then I was like, what the hell? We have one life. I've been in the same company for 7 years. Maybe I need something more, and it was like this. We came
Wow.
with this idea of 1 year, 1 year and a half. Like it will depend on our budget. Finally, when you have more money, we come back home.
Yeah, I find it really brave, and I wish you good luck. I hope you will enjoy this experience. Do you have something that you expect from this world trip?
Maybe for myself, be more in sync with what I want and the rhythm of life, because everything in our society, and maybe even more, I don't know here, but in the Western society, it's really like you have a job to do, you get up early, and then you're tired and you come back home, and it's every day the same day, even if you have some good companion in your home. But that, yeah, and to be able to do like, okay, I want to get up at 10 today and maybe do some work after, it's really more compatible with my way of living, I think. So maybe this.
How about you? You already wanted to go on a world trip before.
Yes, maybe I want to go so far that I will not go back again. Like New Zealand, like the island in the Pacific, and it's so far from our country that I know I will never go back in this kind of area. So it's too long, it's too far, it's too.
And
And it's like the end of part of the life, and after this trip, we maybe will come to another part of the life, like family or something. I don't know. So that's quite a step in life to do this travel.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think what inspired me to come to Korea was very similar to you.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I know Europe, I grew up in Europe, and I was just curious about another culture. And also I was in a stage of life where I didn't know do I want to continue what I was doing, or do I want something else, and like what do I want from life? So I came here to challenge myself, and I got a lot of clarity. So I wish you guys the same. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's also like the occasion to go for long term in one country, not like 2 weeks in Korea and go back to Switzerland to do 6 months of work and go back 2 weeks, 2 weeks somewhere else, and you don't have the time to really experience.
And our goal is to take as less plane as possible. Also because of like ethic reason, or ecological reason, but also we want to see the difference of culture in like every city, and in Japan, and the island between Japan and Korea, Tsushima and everything, and then China. We will be able to really see the difference of culture in every region, and that's what we want. We want to seek in this.
Slowly see the difference.
Yeah.
No, wow,
And
that's
not click
amazing.
like a jump there, jump there, jump there.
Yeah, wow, that's amazing that you can do it together as a couple. I think many people might be very envious of you guys. So when we met here, I asked you, where did you guys meet, and you said you met. Maybe you tell the story, not me. How did you guys meet?
It was at the university in our hometown when we live now, officially, in Switzerland, and we've been in the same faculty of geoscience.
That's where your love for like geography came from, I see.
Exactly. But we weren't in the same class because he's a few years older than me. So we met in a ski trip in the mountains that was organized by our faculty with all the members of the faculty. So it was a really fun weekend in the Swiss Alps.
Do you remember the first time when you saw Simon?
Yeah.
Was it
really strong? Yeah. At this time I was with another person, so it wasn't like anything I wanted. I found him obviously very handsome, and but I think most of all we have because it was only this weekend, and we have a good vibes together. We
like good friends.
Yeah, really
first.
Good connection and easy way to talk, even if we didn't know each other at this time. So. And even after, because he was on Erasmus in Canada.
Spent one year in Montreal,
so
in Canada.
See,
so we like met in this ski trip and go separate ways after that.
The ski trip was in Switzerland?
Yes, it's just one weekend. And after that we didn't see each other so much, but sometimes in the hall of the university, but not so much.
No.
Can you also remember the time when you met her first?
Not as strong as her. But yes, I remember clearly the evening, the evening.
Yeah.
And then, so after the ski trip, you just went back to your normal lives. You went to faculty. Sometimes you met each other. And then, how come that you became a couple later?
It took several years.
Yeah.
So it's we met 10 years ago.
Yeah, 12 years ago.
12 years ago.
Wow.
And we are in couple for 3 years.
Yeah, almost 3 years. And we met again at work because I always knew that because my friends of university were friends with some friends of Simon, so I already know this guy I knew before worked in this company, and I was like, okay, but now I need to find a job. I finished my studies, so I need to find a job. I know this place because I know that Simon is there. So maybe I can apply there because I know he's a cool guy and it would be fun to have him as a colleague. We can have fun together. So I applied there and I was hired. And we've been friends in this job for like 3 years. And suddenly he went on his solo to world tour, and I was like, I don't know maybe why, but I'm really sad about him leaving, even if I was happy for him because it was a really great opportunity that he had. But I was like, it's more difficult than I expected, and we continued maybe if almost every day chatting by texto and phone when he was away. Almost every day when you have Wi-Fi and everything. And then when he came back because of COVID, we almost directly
Yes.
began something together.
How was the same time for you? Because you used to be friends, and when was one moment when it changed for you?
The moment she wasn't in a couple anymore, she was single again.
So you started to be
Right.
interested in her.
She was in a relationship for a long time, and for me that was clear that okay, she's not available, so that I will not try to steal her. So I just play humble. So I waited, and when I came back from my trips, it was she was single, so we start to think about it differently.
Yeah.
Was there one like specific moment in your relationship that you can remember that was really memorable?
Maybe for my part, what pops to mind now, it's the first time I said I love you to you. It's really cheesy, but it was a moment he was a little shy because you weren't really in a relationship with someone for long before. So, and I really need to express my love. I'm really like a cheesy person who needs to say I love you, to be like have this gentle attention and everything. So the first time it needed to come out, and I was like really clumsy because I was like, okay, I need to say something to you, but you don't have to say it back. Yeah, I was like preparing it, so you knew what I want to say. So and it was I love you, but it was like really my heart would come out. It was really intense for me, and I was like relieved that I could say it. And you say it back, so it was really great. Yeah, that's the moment for me. Like,
Same for me.
Where were you back then? Were you at home? Did you tell him at home?
yeah, it was
In the park.
Did you plan that moment in your head? Like you were like weeks before, okay, I'm going, no.
Really not. I needed this to say it right now because it was a cute moment. We were like really like laughing, and yeah, it was an easy moment to tell this. Yeah.
So you started out as friends, and then there was one moment when you decided to date, and then later there was one moment when you like confessed that you love each other. And who started? Who asked out the other person first?
I think it's maybe more me because we were like really like flirting. We went to. It was this moment between friendship and a couple. Like we were like going to movies together and enjoying nights and go to pubs together. And these really like little flirty vibes that became more and more and more. And then it was like there was a kiss, and it was okay. Maybe we're dating now.
Yes, because we were friends for a long time, so the switch is not easy to pass. And
Yeah. And now you're in a relationship for 3 years.
Yeah.
And you even like want to go like one whole year for a world trip, which is amazing. Was there something like difficult? Because in my opinion, like if you really manage to travel with somebody for like even like not just for one whole year, but even a month, I think that's a really good test of your relationship. How is it so far for you guys?
it's great because we already like traveled for a few weeks together, and we know that we have the same energy, the same things we want to do, to see. So it was not too complicated. We are like tired at the same time, and
We have the same limits.
Yeah, we have the same limits. That's for
Yeah.
But it's good so far. Haven't like have a fight or something. It's really easy. Not yet. Wow. Not yet.
I see. Wow, that's really amazing. Thank you so much for sharing this
Thank you.
story.
Thank
I
you.
think it's
That's really
very,
great.
very inspiring for people who were friends, and like how they really can change that relationship and maybe have more. Yeah. Thank you so much. Enjoy your
Thank you.
stay and also
you.
your trip later.
Thank you so much.
Thank
That's
you.
really great.